Alright, y'all say hi to YouTube. We got this dude right here, Waves. Bro, this dude, Waves, I'm gonna leave a like on this video. His thumbnail is like the UK, and it's called the worst place on earth. Bro, the UK internet is so trash. I've been saying that for like 10 years straight. Since I was a kid, I've been saying the UK internet is so trash. I pray on everything that he bro, please, please, please. That man hardly, oh, that he reacted to. But like, bro, please, please let him say the internet. I mean, please, please, please.
Good. Tell us something your mum doesn't know. Yeah.
You know why he did that? Because his internet is trash.
This might be the most difficult video I've
Dang,
ever
why
made
it's
in my
blurry?
entire life,
Oh.
just because it hits a little bit too close to home. If it wasn't obvious enough from my accent, I mean it isn't. I'll be sorrow, I scream and speak hella fast. I was born and raised in the hellscape that is England. And as much as this
England is the UK, right? His internet's still bad.
place to other people is advertised as some apocalyptic wasteland where we fight for our lives, or a bunch of cannibals and eat people to survive and look like a bunch of bums,
Not like last time.
well, it might as well be, because England is terrible. It's garbage. It sucks here. It's not hospitable. It's uninhabitable. It might as well be on fire and burn. And I wouldn't be making this video bashing where I come from unless there was so much negatives outweighing the positives here. And unfortunately, there are. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that my parents were able to give me a good life and settle here. And there are a lot of benefits that come with living here
How did he upload this YouTube video?
too.
I'm off that. I'm off the UK now.
The school life wasn't half too bad. The cartoons were dope as hell here, like Horrid Henry and Peppa Pig. I had free transport up until I was 18 since I lived in London. Bitch, we have Greggs. And the best of all is British tea. Oh my days, it's succulent, it's amazing, it's wonderful, it's the best drink ever invented. You get some digestive biscuits and dunk it in that hole, and it's a phenomenal experience. You feel like you're
Whoa.
levitating. And we got free healthcare. But still terrible. But beside all of these perks and some of the good things here, they don't beat the bad things. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen from the stats about my channel that the majority of you who watch my videos are Americans. I pray for you lot, man. And now it is time I enlighten you and give you the tea on this horrid place, beginning with everything is stupidly expensive here. Now, I've already mentioned before that the job market in this land is nowhere to be seen. Applying to jobs feels like you're working one in itself, but that's one half of the problem. The other half is, however, how much you make at your job isn't enough here. It can't do shit. The UK has the most unsustainable living standard.
But that's everywhere though. Not even just the UK. He better talk about the internet, bro. I'm gonna be real mad. I'm gonna give it this like, no, I'm playing. But like still.
I've ever seen in my entire life. The basic essentials you need day to day feel
UK sounds like from what he's saying. Yeah, but like, I didn't think the UK is that bad though. It's just their internet. Is that Alvin?
like a luxury now. People out here overpaying to survive. It's
That dude-
mental. As soon as you get that sweet 2 to 3K paycheck in your bank account, by the end of the month, with all the bills and taxes you pay, all that you'll be left with is a couple of pennies and your granddad's lucky lollipop. Cause how are we meant to survive here? The most you could do with 2 grand in London is to go ahead to gamble that shit and try your luck to make more money. Cause that isn't gonna cut it anymore. It's rough out here. I've realized that as much as I may have bad saving habits and spend much more than I should be on Uber Eats and Just Eat, I mean, you can't blame me.
What
I'm
is-
just a man. I got needs, bro. Even when
What did he say? Oop, what?
it's rough out here. I've realized that as much as I may have bad saving habits and spend much more than I should be on Uber Eats and Just Eat,
He say Ubies? Bro,
I
man.
mean, you can't blame me. I'm just a man. I got needs, bro. Even when I do my best to save my money, I end up spending a bunch anyways. And it's not my fault. There's always a bill to pay here. It doesn't matter whether you live at home, in a junkyard, or you're in a simulation. There's a bill for almost everything. It's as stupid as there being something called a TV license, wherein wanting to use channels like BBC iPlayer or ITV, you now
Oh,
need
what channel?
to pay around £15 a month to use them. Nobody, and I mean nobody out here pays for that shit. The TV license doesn't stop you from using the channels and watching the shows.
That's what I'm saying. What
It's
is
not
he
it's
talking
Netflix
about?
And it's locked behind a subscription before accessing it. You can literally go on the website, lie about you having one of them, and get to watching EastEnders ASAP in your comfy bed. You're chilling. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. But Waves, isn't that a crime? Oh my god, it sounds like a crime. It sounds like it's breaking the law.
Oh, I got hit with another Popeyes ad.
3 tenders, 2 sides, and a bit.
Bro, I get hit with a Popeyes ad.
happens most of the time. TV license enforcers can't just break into your house like they're the FBI and start searching like you got contraband on you. The most I see happen when they visit is people telling them to piss off outside the door and they just wait out there until they decide to leave. And then you pretty much get away with it. It's pretty easy. They move it like it's an unnecessary bill to be paying in the first place. They know it's stupid, man. That's why they don't go ahead to bum rush your yard. I see a lot of people all the time on the internet getting sent letters all the time saying somebody's gonna visit their house and they just go ahead to full on shred the papers and chuck the whole thing out. It's useless. Me personally, I don't use BBC or ITV as much. As it is a scam, I have Netflix.
What is that channel? Bro, there's no way that's a channel.
Me personally, I don't use BBC or ITV
That's not a channel.
as much. As it is a scam, I have Netflix. And occasionally I sail the 7 seas, so I'm chilling when it comes to shows. But the stupid things out of this country don't even stop there. I am a legal adult, and one of the few things in my life I want to achieve by a certain age is to get my driving license like any other person. Buy a nice car, go driving out sometimes, you know, makes travel and food shopping easier since I would be able to go anywhere, right? It's perfect. So I did what any other person does in the UK. I practice with my theory test, I book it, I pass that test, then take a couple of driving lessons and finally start looking for a practical driving test. So I can finally achieve my license and get to driving. And I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling. And there's nothing! Not for the next few weeks, not for the next few months, not for the whole fucking year. Because people in this godforsaken city resell driving tests. How do you resell a driving test? How does that work? It doesn't even make any sense. How is that possible? There's actually scalpers out here. Might be the same guys who were selling PS5s back in the day for 1K in 2020. That buy up a bunch of practical driving tests, forcing people's hands to buy it from them since they can't wait a flipping year to get a test. Theory tests expire every 2 years, which means that if you don't get a practical test done in those 2 years, you have to retake your theory. And that's long. But this isn't even the worst bit about the reselling. A standard driving test costs about £62. That's how much it is to book it through
Wait, see, how much is that though? He didn't, bro, he better tell.
DVLA and get it done through them. But if you're unlucky and decide to go through a scalper, it doesn't cost but 1, 2, 3, but 4 times what it would cost you normally. You would be paying upwards of £200 to get a test, and it's not even a guarantee that you would pass it. The London pass rate is below 50%. It's you paying £200 to gamble on the possibility. They're scamming you. And some of the drivers out here are nuts, overtaking everyone everywhere, driving 20 miles over the speed limit for no reason. They're crazy. You're probably gonna get hauled by another driver on your test and then go ahead to repeat the cycle with yet another scalper. How thoughtful. I don't understand how the government twiddles their thumbs like idiots and lets these men get away with it. I don't know how our society has become so deformed that people would actually go ahead to rinse money off a driving test. It ain't shoes, babe hoodies, my left nut. What sicko goes online to benefit off of this? And how are they even able to do it? It's stupid. The fact that people resell and profit off driving tests just lets you know that everything's gone to shit. Even driving in itself is a trap. I must have been scrolling through TikTok one day and I saw that they started introducing 10-mile-per-hour roads in London. Nigga, that's not even second gear. Your car's gonna stall there. How is that maintainable? Who decided that shit? With all these stupid laws they're making around transport, they're literally pushing people to just take TfL all the time, which also just dents their finances. It's a bullshit. And going back to finances once
The UK sounds terrible. I thought it was just the internet, man, but it's more to it. Bro, we halfway through this video. I swear, Waves, if you do not say anything about the UK Wi-Fi,
the housing crisis is terrible. I already mentioned earlier that 2,000 practically gets you nothing but a shoebox out here. The toilet and the sink is probably in the same place, and your bed is probably on top of the boiler. But besides this, let's say you want to own a home out here one day. Never happening. The prices of housing today in the city skyrocketed. The average person would never be able to ever pay off their mortgage fully. As soon as they're approved for one and get the crib, they're paying that shit till they're dead. Shit, I mean, they'll probably still be paying it after death. A mortgage is a bitch. And I'm not even adding the other things that come with buying a house. Utilities, bills, babies. You can't even manage to have more than one kid without breaking the bank out here. And I know certain men that wanted football teams full of kids. You might not cook. Also, the pricing of sweets and snacks now is stupid as shit. When I was still in secondary school, before I would turn up for form in the morning, which is like homeroom for you man in the US, I would go to a local corner shop near there and buy sweets and fizzy drinks. My usual, a free pack of Buzz, which will cost me about £1, and a 50p of Merge or Boost drink, which totaled £1.50. It was a bargain. You know, this shit was my daily go gal. And this shit was busting, man. Like how certain people would go to Greg's in the morning and get a sausage roll every time. Now, bear in mind, these were prices before COVID. After COVID, when we were allowed to go back to school, I stopped eating sweets by then. But occasionally, every now and then, I would go back to make the same purchase. So I go back to the corner shop. And what I witnessed in there was
Look at Curry.
robbery. I walked in, went over to the buzz packs, and there was no 39p for one pack, £1 for 3 pack that I usually used to get all the time. There was only a £1 giant pack of one type of sweet. And to the average person,
Albion Online is a
God, bro. How many ads are they gonna give me in one video? Waves. How do you do
it's no big deal. Why are you moving fussy over it? You still get a pack for £1. No! There's no variety now. The point of the 3 packs for £1 is to mix and match. You go to Subway and when you get a foot long, you only get less in your sandwich. No! You throw some chicken in that bitch. When you get 2 flavors of ice cream, do you double down on the same flavor all the time? I'm guessing not. The point is, the whole thing that made this special was the fact that you can mix and match different types of sweets. And now that shit was gone. Not to mention I wouldn't always have £1. So the fact that they used to be 39p for 1 pack of any type of sweet, it was beneficial, it was essential. But now, there is no variety. There is no 39p 1 pack. Inflation hit them. It's some horse shit. And the drinks, the Emerge, the Boost, the KA grape I used to get. Now all of them are about 75p. How can we torture our future generation of children like this? How can we expect young people, secondary schoolers, to take money from their parents for these type of things? To take allowance for their parents for lunch money and charge prices like these? The man them can't even afford chicken and chips no more. That shit's overpriced as well. A flipping 3-5 is probably cheap.
He's losing me on the prices. I don't know how much a pound is. I don't even think I know what that is.
When in this bitch, this is why people turn to crime. Chocolate bars are above 50p. My goat, the white Kinder Bueno is £1. Sometimes I find it for £2. I mean, if I'm hungry for that shit, I still buy that shit, man. But the point is, how can we put our children through this? It's a whole goddamn lie.
What's good, Johnny?
It's barbaric. This shit is extortion. Not even Batman would stay here. He's a billionaire and he wouldn't be caught suffering like this. We need to do better, man. And even beside the financial issues, the atmosphere here just stinks. It's always pissed down cloudy with a bunch of rain. It looks like God.
Dude, we are almost done with this video. Waves, you better talk about the internet. Please.
For most of the time out here. And that's a crazy comparison to be making. Actually, it's really not. London is Gotham. The sun skips over the country most of the time, making it look like we ain't getting no heat around it. Like around 2 summers ago, I can't remember if it was either 2023 or 24, but for a whole summer out of these two, it just rained, pissed down for the whole of May through August. Wasted my entire holiday back then before I had to go back to school. It ruined it. But the biggest issue here that came to mind that I wanted to bring up here is that can-do attitudes are non-existent. Now, I'm nowhere near trying to label anything onto anyone or make anything stick. But a lot of people I've personally come across, whether that be on the internet or real life, are some of the worst motivated people in the entire planet. Everybody out here is fending for themselves as if communities aren't a thing. There's too much haters and a hive mind of negativity consumes the place. If you wanted to tell somebody out here you have a dream, maybe to be a CEO one day, or a streamer, or a flipping trapeze artist, I don't know, but you got an aspiration, right? People out here will shut it down. There's no support. You're better off keeping it to yourself than to tell others you want to do certain things. If you were to be yourself and move a certain way completely different than how other people in the UK move, guys out here alienated.
Oh, nah.
Shut up, man. It's like difference here is labeled as weird. These men have nothing better to do with their time than to hate on you and what you could make of yourself. It's disgusting. I see more support in other countries and other places. People cheering each other on, supporting their bros, being proud of them and having good faith in them from the start. But for some God knows reason, when somebody wants to make a name for themselves in the UK, if they're even a fraction of unique or somewhat different than other UK creators and aren't just doing content or anything else the same way people generally already do it here, they get labeled as weird. People would say they're copying Americans and ultimately just have more negative stuff to say than good stuff. It always starts off with backbiting and spite than it is about helping and community building. I'm not saying this happened to me personally. For what it's worth, I've had a pretty decent build up so far, but against pure UK audiences, it's just weak. You might as well say.
But that's everywhere though. Like, people hate all the time. See, some of this stuff is UK, but a lot of this stuff is like US and UK. The UK stuff is really like some of the other stuff he said, like the pounds thing. I still don't know what that's about. Then he was talking about the beat, bro. Like, I don't even want to say that, but like, I don't know what he was talking about, but Bro, come on. Please bring up the
Nothing,
internet.
Keep it to yourself. If it ain't gonna help, go do something, bruv. You ain't got nothing better to
It's
do with your
Vegeta.
life or something. You weird. And every person I've seen that's left the UK on holiday or even just left to move out permanently, their life is low-key better. They're happy, smiling, fulfilled, working hard, and living a positive life out there. And I'm not saying that isn't possible here. I mean, I am saying it isn't possible. It's the purge out here, bruv. It's just hella unlikely. Also, when people are on holiday and they realize that they have to come back here soon, they're low-key crying because they know this place sucks. I could try to defend England here and say it's definitely worth moving to if you're thinking about it. But then, come on, man, you know I'm lying. There's just a lot of bullshit going on here. And for somebody who was born and raised in, lived his entire life in London, the capital city, the place glorified on social media and made to look like it's a nice place, it is not all that nice. Don't get me wrong, it's my environment. My people are here, certain foods I like are here, and I'm just well accustomed to the area. Not to mention my whole life is here, bro. But I 100% know for a fact that my resting place isn't in England. Later down the line, I'm getting the hell out of here, man, believe it. So this is all I wanted to say about the UK. It's probably a decent place if you're not coming to London. If you are thinking about taking a holiday to London or want to visit sometime, get your finances in order. That's all I want to say to you. There are some great
The internet, bro, you got 1 minute. You got 35 seconds.
things here and it feels like home a little, but it's still some bullshit. If you appreciated my warning here, give me a like. Write down what you think of what I told you about today. I'm tired. I'm about to conk out from all the screaming I did. Hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh, you didn't talk about the UK wife? The UK Wi-Fi is bad. Forgot to add that. LOL. Let me do that because I don't want him to think I'm pressing him. The UK Wi-Fi is bad. Forgot to add that. Dang, I hope he don't think I'm pressing him, y'all. That was a cool video. You getting a dislike for not putting the UK internet, but I'm gonna give you a like back just because. All right, but that was cool.